February 1st, 2018. From El Cajon, California, this is episode 146 of You Can Bet on That. Hi, everybody. Welcome to You Can Bet on That, a podcast for the recreational gambler. My name is Mark Duvall, and sitting across from me is Dr. Mike.
Hello.
How you doing, Mike? How's 2018 treating you so far?
Up and down.
Up and down.
I would
All right.
say, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I changed a few things to make it better.
Okay, but it's not down. Well, last year,
not down.
when the year started, it was miserable for both of us.
It was terrible for both of us. Yeah, I think this year actually is up so far.
Good.
So
all right.
I'm happy about that.
Good. All right. Well, let's see if we can keep it up. Well, if you're in Total Rewards through Caesars Entertainment, their Players Club, if you attain Diamond level or 7 stars level, you get this thing called a celebration dinner. Diamond members, it's $100, and 7 stars members, it's $500.
Yeah, when can you actually get that?
I think that you can use it as soon as you attain the level for the year.
Oh, okay. So as soon as you're a 7-star or a diamond, you can use your...
You can use that,
Right.
yes. That's
Okay.
my understanding. And this is basically when they say it's a celebration dinner, it is a credit towards virtually any restaurant at a Caesars property.
Right.
You just go to the total...
You have to get the reward at the property you're going to use it at, though.
Yes, you go to the Total Rewards desk at the property you want to get the celebration dinner at. They give you a voucher. Sometimes you actually have to say which restaurant you want to go to, but you get a voucher printed out and you take it to the restaurant, and it goes like that. And if you're 7 stars, a lot of times you can get 5 individual $100 vouchers. So you don't have to use them all at once.
Right. So you could use it over a period, say 5 dinners.
Yes.
Yeah. Which makes sense because if you're a couple, you're not going to eat $500 worth of food.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So like I said, I think as soon as you attain the level, you can use it. Now, once the year is over, if you haven't used it yet, you only have until January 31st of the next year to use it.
They give you a month period to use that.
So that's what happened in both of our cases, and your dad's and your brother's as well.
Right.
We didn't use our celebration dinners in 2017, and so we needed to use them in January 18.
Right.
Now, your brother, he came down to Harrahs, Southern California, and he took your mom and dad out to dinner at the steakhouse.
Yeah,
there,
my
right?
sister and brother.
Oh, also, okay.
Yeah, 5 of them went. They went to the steakhouse there.
Right, and he's 7 stars.
They were not impressed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were not impressed.
Not good, huh?
Well, the service was super slow.
Okay.
And my mom, whose mom and dad, who've owned restaurants and worked in restaurants their whole life, they were like shocked that it would be so slow.
Really?
And then the food was just mediocre.
Oh, that's too bad.
So
they
used their whole $500.
Right.
Which, by the way,
Christopher's 7 stars, right?
Christopher's 7-star, yeah. So they used the whole $500. You cannot use that for alcohol.
Well, that's
in the state of
that's California, right? You can't use reward credits for alcohol in California. You can't. Yeah,
right.
You can't use it at all. Well, as it turns out, you and I and your dad, we had not used last year either. And we were thinking, well, what are we going to do? We're not going to Vegas anytime soon. And we don't, we get free food at Harrahs, Southern California anyway.
Right.
What are we, where are we going to eat? And so we're kind of.
And we're not going to, you and I are not going to go, we have $1,000, $500 each. We're not going to go into the steak place and eat a great meal or something and take time away from our crabs.
That's right.
I mean, we'd rather get a hamburger and eat like in 5 minutes.
Right, because we're going up there to play. Now, if we're in Vegas, that's a different story. It's like we're there the whole time. It's like, okay, we'll use this here. Well, anyway, we had not used it, and neither had your dad. And I was, since I only became 7 stars at the end of last year, I wasn't even sure if I would get 500. I thought it might only be 100.
Yeah.
But it turned out it was 500, so that's good. But I'm thinking, maybe it's just going to go to waste.
Right.
Because when am I ever going to use it?
I wonder, and I just thought of this right now. So let's say in your case, you were a diamond earlier in the year. Mm-hmm. What if you had used 100 then, right, when you attained diamond status? And then later in the year when you became 7 stars, were you going to get 500 more? Would they give you 400 more or nothing?
That's a good question. Would it be, because when you become 7 stars, you still can at least last year when there were these aspiration levels for diamond.
Right.
When you become 7 stars, you can still use some of these aspiration level benefits like a free trip or something like that.
From your diamond.
From when you were diamond. That's a good question.
Because I every year get a diamond trip and a 7-star trip.
Yeah.
So I wonder about food. We might have missed out.
Yeah, when we hit diamond,
$100.
Yeah. You know, you're already diamond this year, so maybe you should see if you can get the 100 for being a diamond.
I should look into that.
So I was thinking, well, you know, I'm just not going to use it. You know, how can I use it? And even you were.
I was resigned.
Thinking, well, and then your dad had an idea.
Yeah, we're driving up there, and my dad says, I'm going to go to that Rita's Cantina. So they have a restaurant there that's a Mexican food restaurant.
Right.
And it's kind of weird. There's a restaurant, and then there's like a taco truck.
Yeah, attached to it, there's this faux taco truck, like a food truck, where you can just order right at the counter and get things quickly. But it's part of this Mexican restaurant.
But it's part of this restaurant, so you can get taco stuff. My dad said, well, I'm going to go there and see if they'll take it.
If he can use his 100 diamond, just at that taco truck thing, where they have snacks, you know, they have like chips and candy and drinks and stuff,
sodas, all kinds of stuff, you know, that... And so I'm thinking to myself initially, you know, my dad's crazy.
Sure.
And I've always
whatever
thought
you say,
that.
Dad. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Dad, whatever. And I'm kind of blowing him off. And then as I'm driving, I'm thinking, you know, he might have something here. Mm-hmm. So we get up there, and sure enough, he goes to use it, and they take his $100.
Yeah, and that works,
So he got his $100 in like Diet Pepsi and potato chips or candy or something, and he got $100 worth of it. So the next week, which is the last weekend that we can use it, this previous weekend, Mark and I used ours.
So yeah, we got $500. And it's funny, we said, well,
so ridiculous.
What are we going to get? Well, it's interesting because they also have an Earl of Sandwich there and a smash burger.
Right.
And you tried to use them there.
I tried to use one of my hundreds there thinking, well, I'll get something at Earl of Sandwich smash burger. They have different sodas and different chips and stuff. And they wouldn't take it. They said no. And sure enough, right on the coupon, it says cannot be used for takeout food.
Takeout food was the way that it was.
Yeah, that's the way they
worded,
printed it. Takeout food. Yeah. So I guess they consider Earl Sandwich and Smash Burger like takeout food.
But
so you can use it at a restaurant, a sit-down restaurant, but not at a place where you take stuff and go sit somewhere else.
Okay, yes, like fast food.
Like fast food.
So this is just one of those cases where, well, that food truck thing is, it's to go, but it's attached to a restaurant. It's
part of the restaurant.
Well, whatever. For whatever reason, took it.
We found the loophole.
We're good at that.
We're good at finding loopholes. We should go to law school. I don't know why we're not lawyers. Why are we doing what we do?
So between the two of us, I spent my $500. I got about 200 bottles of water, which were $2 a piece, which is a ripoff, but whatever.
Right. Well, and to Mark's, I'm going to say this, to Mark's credit, he donated the water to the animal shelter.
Oh, yeah. So my wife works at the El Cajon Animal Shelter, and they always need water there because the workers, the volunteers, they're working with the dogs. Sometimes they're out in the heat walking the dogs, what have you.
Yeah.
So I said, Sherry, you just want to take this water. So now the animal shelter has about 200 bottles of water.
Which is great.
And I got some candy. I got like 50 Snickers bars and like 50 Diet Pepsis.
That's for private use.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not going to get... But they have no use of Snickers bars at the animal shelter.
Yeah, those workers don't need to eat.
And what did you do? It was similar for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I bought it all in... I think I got 2 cases of Kit Kats. 2 cases of Kit Kats. I got a bunch of Diet Pepsi and several cases of chips. I mean, we're getting it by the case.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. We're walking through the casino. Mark's carrying 48 things of water, 2 cases of water, just struggling to get to the car. People are looking at me. I'm carrying like several cases of chips and cases of Kit Kat. We made so many trips back and forth to the car.
Well, so that's our celebration dinner.
Yeah.
I feel good about it now, right? I guess it would have gone to waste. Oh, man.
Sad thing is it'll last like a month or 2.
Oh, well, next year.
Yeah,
right? You're looking forward to next year.
But that's what we do with our food voucher every week. I get $100, you get $60.
Yeah, see, that's the thing we're talking about. Okay, this celebration dinner, that's great. They give us so much food at Harrahs, Southern California. $100 for you, $60 for me.
Right.
And now those we can use at Earl of Sandwich and Smash Burger. But what are you going to do? Get 50 sandwiches? I mean, you can't give them away, right? And they don't last.
No, they don't last.
So you have to get these non-perishable things like water and soda, what have you.
Yeah, because that just piles up in the garage.
Yeah, that's right.
If there's an earthquake, my kids can live on soda and chips for months. months.
Yep, you'll be fine. Well, it's interesting because now Eric Rosenthal is the most famous podcaster that doesn't actually have a podcast.
Correct. That is correct.
Our good friend Eric. He actually got an email from Total Rewards, which said the following. I'm just going to read what his email said. It said, any unused 7-star celebration dinners can be redeemed for reward credits to be used at a later date. Please visit any Total Reward Center by January 31st, 2018 to take advantage of this flash offer.
Any Total Rewards Center.
That's what it said. It said any, and he got this mail on January 30th.
Oh, God.
Right? So he's got like one day. To do it. So this is great, right? You know, if you, this whole thing we're talking about, right? You just delay it. You can use reward credits at other places, like at the gift shops or, you know, wherever, right?
That would be the perfect scenario. Right? I wish we could have done that.
So he drove to Caesars Atlantic City and they had no idea what he was talking about.
Right.
He actually showed them the email and they said, oh, there's nothing we can do for you. Right?
It's like, didn't we talk? I talked about this before where there's a sign on the freeway that says blah, blah, blah. And then you go there and nobody knows anything about it. What the hell?
All right. Well, there is a happy ending here. Okay. Because the email that Eric got was actually from Harrahs, Philadelphia, specifically that. Because you and I didn't get this email.
No.
Right. I think that would have stood out to us. So Eric actually tonight, as we're recording this, he went up to Harrahs, Philadelphia, and sure enough, it was just at Harrahs, Philadelphia he could do it. So he's able to do that. He and his wife both, so they were able to convert it to reward credits. So it's a misprint. Instead
of any rewards counter, it should have said any rewards counter at Harrahs, Philadelphia.
Yes.
Which is, there's probably one.
I'm surprised, right, at the
so
Harrahs,
it should have said at the reward center at Philadelphia.
I'm kind of surprised that a single location could do something like that. It seems like that would be more like something you'd have to run from a corporate level, but oh well.
Well, I could see it happening here at an Indian reservation because kind of they make their own rules.
Yeah, I guess so. But converting
the Philadelphia one's not an Indian.
No, but at the same time, you're converting it to reward credits. It's not like they're giving you something tangible. It's reward credits, which is part of that whole total reward system. So I'm surprised, but I'm glad for Eric. Yeah,
we would be able to know if we had a case claiming that we should have been allowed to do that too.
No, yeah, I don't know that I want to go through the trouble.
They'd probably tell you should have bought a ticket to Philadelphia.
No, see, I'm happy with 200 bottles of water.
Yeah,
very happy.
Very happy. Well, that's a lot of driving for Eric.
Yes, it is.
He went to Atlantic City, then to Philadelphia. Well, Philadelphia.
It's not too bad. And plus, keep in mind, he's going to a casino. I mean, who doesn't enjoy doing that?
Yeah, that's true.
If you're on the road, but if
you have to drive somewhere and your destination is at a casino, mileage is irrelevant.
Yeah, it really is. If you're driving somewhere that's not a casino, that's rough.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so. that is rough. Like you're going to some like family reunion.
Oh yes,
you have to drive.
Yeah, and you have to drive. It's like 2 hours.
Yeah,
oh my
your
gosh,
crazy cousin or something.
You get there, right? And then you try to get like a crap game going at the
nobody
family
wants
reunion.
To play.
Nobody. Yeah,
Nobody even understands the game. That's what gets me.
You say, hey, I'll bank. No, nobody's interested. All right, let's keep talking about Total Rewards here. So everyone who's a member of Total Rewards should have received an email about their February tier credit fever offer. It's an offer that you have to opt into. Once you've opted in, any tier credits that you earn during the month of February will be doubled, up to a maximum of 25,000.
Nice.
So we've been talking lately about the watering down of the tier levels, specifically at Total Rewards. So you really want to take advantage of these offers, to kind of bump you up.
Is that up to 25,000? Like if you earn 25,000, they'll give you 25,000?
Correct.
Or is it
correct?
12,500, they'll give you 25.
No. So, I see what you're saying. No, my understanding is yes, the bonus limit is 25,000. Okay, I hope I read that correctly, but if you earn 25,000, you'll get 25,000.
That's nice.
Yes, correct. Yes. Now, if you get any,
that's 25,000. Think about it. 7-star is 150,000.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that's 1/6 of your way to 7-star just on that bonus.
Sure. If you get to that point, like I'm sure you will get there in February, but I'm not going to get close to 25,000.
You might.
I mean, it'll help, but
you might.
Yeah. So if you did not get this email or you didn't see the offer, I'm going to put a link to the offer on our webpage so people can just click directly through there. Like I said, you have to opt in. So, and they may, if they don't have your email address, they may ask you for an email address. I'm not sure, but it's something you have to opt in for. Now, listener Jason contacted contacted us. He was concerned that maybe this offer didn't apply to video poker. Because if you saw the email, it said you'll get double the points on qualifying entertainment activities, including slots, table games, dining, shopping, etc. It didn't specifically say video poker.
Well, but that's odd.
I mean, that's just a marketing thing.
Yeah.
If you look at the terms and conditions, the official terms and conditions, sure enough, video poker is one of the things that you can earn it on.
Okay.
Now,
they probably just marketing just thought slots is.
Yeah, they're just machines, right? Now, I thought I'd take this opportunity. Jason said that he was planning on playing some high limit, not so ugly deuces video poker to earn his tier credits during February. Now, I let Jason know, in case he didn't, and I want to let our listeners know too, that Caesars properties will often lower the amount of tier credits you earn when you play a low house edge game like Not So Ugly Deuces. Now, typically when you play at a Caesars property, you'll earn 1 tier credit for every $10 you play through on a video poker machine. However, on some of these low house edge games, the rate might be 1 tier credit for every $50 you play through.
Right.
And typically these machines will have some kind of sign on them indicating that, okay, you won't earn tier credits as quickly on these machines. So it's just something to be aware of if you're playing the low house edge.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of shocking every time they have some giveaway thing based on how much you play in a certain period out at Southern California. The video poker takes a lot longer to earn.
That's kind of separate from what I was talking about, but you're right. I think it's every $5 into a slot machine you get a tier credit.
Right.
Video poker, it's just $10
it's every
gets you
$10
one. Right.
Get you one.
But then those low house edge, it can be $50 for one or even higher, depending on what it is. So just be aware of that. All right, the news. So we're not going to talk too much about this, but I'm sure that most listeners have heard about Steve Wynn and the allegations of sexual misconduct against him. We won't.
He couldn't see what he was doing. That was the problem.
Good excuse.
I couldn't see what I was doing.
I had no idea my genitalia was exposed.
No, I couldn't see it for several reasons.
Well, it's really a sad story because when you think of Steve Wynn, I mean, he really revolutionized Vegas.
Yeah,
I remember that when we first went into the Mirage, I took my grandparents there.
Right.
And it was like, wow. You know, what is this? Where did this come from? And, you know, he's risen to the ranks of royalty like in Las Vegas. And now he's come crashing down. And we've even complained recently about what he's done to gamblers at his establishment, right? The to double odds at craps and this kind of thing. And
yeah, he was hoping to create some kind of trend.
Yeah, I think that's what he was doing.
Trying to change Vegas.
Yeah, to kind of hurt the... Now, I want to make clear here that, okay, yeah, this is a sad story, but really the sad story is what he did, if these allegations are true.
Right.
And I want to make sure, let's remember the victims, because that's really the terrible thing going on here. I do want to say something. I have a relative that had a run-in with Steve Wynn, a face-to-face run-in with him. And Mike, you know this story. I can't really talk about it on the podcast, and you know why. And if you knew the story, you'd know why I can't really talk about it. But Steve Wynn was just terrible to this relative.
Yeah. Well, I think it turned out that the phrase to describe him was tool.
It might have been.
If I remember correctly, straight from the person's mouth, it was he's a tool.
Now, Steve Wynn, if you're listening, we're not saying that. Yeah. We don't know. This is just a secondhand story. So,
well, change your odds at craps table.
Yeah. So I don't know. This might be it for Steve Wynn, and I can't say I'm too sorry because again, we don't know for sure, but it sure looks like these allegations are true. So,
yeah. Well, he's in some hot water.
Well, absolutely.
Irregardless of what happens.
Yes. And we'll see what happens. He bought the property across the street from Wynn Las Vegas, where the New Frontier used to be, and he just recently talked about how they were going to be building a casino there. He's supposed to be building one in Massachusetts. Are those going to even happen now? We'll see.
They'll happen.
You think so?
I think they'll happen because, people, when you're Steve Wynn, you tend to land on your feet.
Yeah, but this is a rough one.
It's a rough one, but he'll land on his feet.
All right. Well, how about I won't agree with you, but I'll agree that the company will land on its feet. How about
exactly.
that?
Yeah. Okay, that's a much better way to phrase it.
Okay.
Because, maybe he'll have to take some other roles, but the company will be fine, and he'll be fine too financially. I'm sure he'll end up.
Yeah, don't worry about Steve Wynn.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't cry too much for Steve Wynn. It's just his reputation will be tarnished.
Yes, yeah. Right. All right. Well, the Super Bowl is set, Mike. I'm sorry your Minnesota Vikings didn't make it. It was a pretty bad game, wasn't it?
It was terrible.
And you were anxious. You thought it was going to be a very competitive game.
I thought it was going to be very competitive, and I'll tell you what, Mark. I didn't watch hardly any of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I turned it at the start of the fourth quarter. I thought, well, there's just no way they can win this. I did check back a couple times, to be honest, but I didn't watch much of it. Yeah.
Well, New England and Philadelphia, it's New England. The Patriots have kind of gotten to the level of the Yankees in baseball. That's not a perfect analogy, but I think you either love or you hate the Patriots. And I think most people, at least around the country, hate them the same way they hate the Yankees, right? Because they're very good. And
I hear this all the time. Oh, I respect them. I respect them because, they're a great team and they're win, but I hate them.
Yeah, I've said that before. I think Belichick is one of the greatest coaches of all time, if not the greatest coach. But I don't like him.
There's not much to like.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm going to be rooting for Philadelphia, but I'll tell you, Mike, we were talking before we started recording. I think this is going to be a blowout. I think New England is just going to crush them. Yeah. I think it's going to be not a very good Super Bowl.
I would not be surprised
my
if
predictions
it's
aren't necessarily that good, but that's the way I'm looking at it.
Well, I agree with you. I don't think it's going to be a good Super Bowl. I think it's going to be lopsided.
Now, a lot of money is coming in on Philadelphia. The point spread was 5.5. Philadelphia were 5.5. I
saw 4.5
underdogs. 4.5. I saw it as low as 4 at one point. Okay. A lot of some big bets. There were like some multi-million-dollar bets that were coming in on Philly, and so we'll see what happens. But I think it's not going to be much of a game. We'll see.
That underdog, we're disrespected that Philadelphia has been playing and trying to get themselves motivated. Yeah. It's not going to work in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So I'm rooting for Philly, but I think New England's going to run away with it. So, and if you happen to be in Vegas, hey, why not meet up with the Ocean's 14 people? We talked about this before. A bunch of different podcasters and internet celebrities are going to be in Las Vegas for the Super Bowl, Ocean's 14. If you follow them on Twitter, use hashtag Ocean's 14 SB for Super Bowl. So that's Oceans 14SB. And the recent Vegas Confessions episode, they talk about it quite a bit too. So, make sure you listen to that and you find out what's going on. They've got all sorts of events planned. And it sounds like it's going to be a blast. Hey, thanks to everyone who's been clicking through our Amazon link. Remember, whenever you're going to buy something through Amazon, please go to our page first, youcanbetonthat.com, and click through our Amazon link towards the top of the page. All right, let's move on to our voicemail hotline. Remember, call our hotline at 951-292-4377. That's 9512-WAGERS.
9512-WAGERS.
And maybe we'll play your clip on the show. Let's listen to our good buddy, Kevin.
Hi, Mark and Dr. Mike. This is Kevin from San Antonio. Just wanted to talk about the difference between being like sort of an advantage player and someone who just enjoys going to Vegas. So my stepfather was a card counter back in the 60s, and as he said, it takes a minimum weeks of hard practice to actually get good at that. And for, whatever I read and everything else, it seems like a freaking job. So what's your thing on would you spend the time to become a card counter? Or would you just rather enjoy it, but, minimize the losses? One of the things that I thought was interesting was, we were staying at the Cosmopolitan, and, it turns out if you're a gold card member of, Marriott, which is not that hard to do, right? It's kind of, I think, the lowest tier, maybe the second tier. You can go into the door to the left of the check-in counter and avoid all the lines. You just walk in there. What's also interesting is they don't actually ask you to prove you're a gold Marriott person. So, sometimes the Cosmopolitan has these big, awkward lines, actually. And you just walk in there and give it a try. Just walk up and be like, oh yeah, I'm a gold Marriott, and they'll probably not even ask you to prove it. So that worked out for us. The other thing was funny for the Cosmopolitan, before I knew this, we actually stood in line, which sucked, and had big old long lines. And so we finally got to the front. And I said, oh, yeah, I heard you guys are associated with Marriott. And I said, oh, I'm a platinum member. It truly was, but they never actually looked it up. And then I also said, hey, it's my birthday. And the woman literally had my driver's license in her hand. And she's like, oh, that's awesome. Well, let's see what we can do about an upgrade. And between those two things, we ended up in a corner suite. So we had a comp and they actually put us in the corner street, which was crazy. So we were walking away, and her and another woman said, "Happy birthday!" And my wife goes, what's going on? It's not your birthday. Quiet, please quiet. And, we had a great, awesome corner street for the weekend. So it worked out.
Shame on you, Kevin.
It's his birthday. Some people have a lot of them every day.
That's true. Or it's just, this is my birthday celebration Vegas trip.
Right.
Yeah, my birthday was 6 months ago, but
I could finally do it now.
This was the plan. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's good news about, how Marriott will work at Cosmo. About the question about being an AP versus a recreational player, certainly at this point in our lives, I wouldn't even consider becoming an AP. We just enjoy gambling too much. We wouldn't want it to be a job. Well, I'm speaking for you. I don't know if you agree, Mike.
Yeah, no, I agree. And you'd have more experience because you actually card count.
I did card count, but I just don't think I have the constitution to have really gone forward and gotten serious about it.
It takes a lot of work.
It takes a lot of work, and you have to have a certain personality to go along with it.
Yeah, you have to definitely have a certain personality. Yeah. You have to be able to somehow take the heat.
Oh, well, and withstand the terrible swings that you can have, right? The long losses. If this is your income, your livelihood,
right?
We've talked about it before. You can have the edge and still lose, big time. So,
gambling for a livelihood is an interesting thing because it's not like where you go to a job and you get a paycheck every week. Unless you get fired, you're getting a paycheck.
Yes.
Right? Gambling, I mean, you're going to have 1 week like, oh, wow, I really did great this week. And the next week, I lost double of what I won last week. It's,
money management. It's a lot of it.
It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah. All right. Next up is Brent.
Hey, this is Brent from Georgia. Just got back from a trip to Biloxi, and I wanted to report something interesting that happened. I stayed at the Harrahs casino there, and I was walking through the casino trying to find a blackjack table, and I noticed one was wide open, $10 table. But I couldn't see if it was 3-2 or 6-5 on the blackjack. So I asked the dealer, and she moved her shoe, the shoe that holds the cards, and she pointed at the table and she said, "This is 6-5." And she said, "We're told to block the 6-5." So apparently the casino management is telling the dealers to block the 6-5. And throughout the trip, actually, when I would glance at the tables, I noticed them doing it routinely. I thought that was pretty pathetic. And unfortunately, Biloxi is a great place to play, but that's the only Total Rewards property is the Harrahs there, and it's a pretty bad casino with obviously pretty bad rules and pretty bad management. As always, love the show. Can't wait to hear the next episode. Bye-bye.
I think Brent used the perfect word, pathetic. That is pathetic. Oh, my gosh.
They're hoping you sit down and you don't get a blackjack for maybe like 10 hands or something. And then when you get paid 6-5, you're like, what? And then, look, it's right here. It's right here behind the shoe.
Oh, God. What? I wonder what management is thinking. Is it, who made the decision to make it 6-5, number one? Is it the same management that's having them block it? Yeah. Or is it somebody else and they're protesting?
All I know is it's chicken manure.
Oh, my God.
That's all that is.
That's terrible. Manure. That is terrible. Oh, man. That's going to be like the new thing at all the tables, right? You'll be at the craps table and like, oh, the Yo 11, yeah, that pays 5-1. But they cover it up with like the dice bowl or something. Oh, you didn't notice? Yeah, this is a special table, 5-1 on Yo 11. All right, next call.
Hey guys, Andrew from Indiana. I want to give a quick trip report about my recent trip to Horseshoe, New Albany, Indiana. It's about 2 hours south of Indianapolis, 20 minutes away from Louisville, Kentucky, about an hour and a half away from Cincinnati. Friday night, they have all-you-can-eat crab legs, $34.99 with your player's card. So it's a really, really, really good value, really good buffet for those of you who are into seafood. I went with my parents, gave Mom a couple $100 because she's done a lot for me over the years, and I took a couple $100, played a lot of craps, played a lot of double deck, $25 blackjack. The craps table is $10, $15, depending upon which one you go at on Friday nights, 100 times odds. So that's really good for those of you who like to use max odds. Good trip. Well, I left up a couple $100 and a full belly full of some great seafood. And so if you guys are ever in the area, be sure to, or if anyone in your listeners are in the area, be sure to stop by Horseshoe, New Albany, Southern Indiana. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, Mike, you've been to the Horseshoe there. And
yes.
You're going again here soon, right?
I'm going again, March 9th, I believe.
March 9th?
I think we'll get there the 8th, and if the 9th is a Saturday, we're leaving the late Sunday
Okay,
night.
like the second weekend in March. You're going there for a wedding.
For a wedding, which is in New Albany. Mm-hmm. And we're staying at the Horseshoe. Yeah. And they were very nice, gave us 2 rooms.
Yeah, and you had a very good experience there when you went before, right?
Yes, and I get stuff from them all the time. I mean, right now I could turn my phone on. There's at least 3 emails from them telling me what the giveaway this weekend is. And they have all kinds of stuff. So I haven't got the March stuff yet. That'll probably come like mid-February, but I'm hoping, there's some giveaway that weekend.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. There was an issue when you went before with your girls because of smoking in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And did you
had to sit on the patio if you wanted non-smoking.
Right, which was pretty funny, right? You had to be
right.
outside. You couldn't be inside. But did you tell me they changed the laws?
Well, I think a listener called and told us they changed something
right.
like
yes,
that.
That's right.
Yeah, so now it's non-smoking inside and smoking out on the patio.
Okay, good. All right,
which makes a lot more sense.
So you should be good now.
So
with
the girls will
there.
probably be happy about that.
Good.
But they have a pool there. It's nothing special, but the girls like that. They went to the pool, and there's a few shops and stuff.
Yeah, good. All right, so that's coming up in March. All right, we're going to hear from our buddy Wendell. So Wendell's calling. Where do you think he's going to offer a trip report from?
I would say it's probably from one of the Oklahoma casinos.
Let's see if you're right, Dr. Mike.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Wendell from Denton, Texas, part of the Denton Dallas Beyond crew. And I just wanted to call in with a trip report. Of course, we always got to go to Oklahoma to gamble.
Yes.
We went to WinStar World Casino, which is just right over the Texas-Oklahoma border. I think I've told you guys about that before. So we went up there Saturday, and actually Rue was with us too. So it was me and my wife and Rue from Denton Dallas Beyond. And we had our best trip together as of yet, winning-wise. We're playing on video poker, and we played double-double bonus for the most part, but we switched to triple bonus. So your 4 aces with a kicker pay just like a royal flush. They'll pay $1,000 out on the machines we're playing. And we're playing triple hands, so we're playing 3 hands at a time, on the quarters. So you're basically betting $3.75 a hand. And we're playing, we're having a good time, and all of a sudden my wife starts elbowing me really hard. And I'm like, what? She's like, I think I just won $3,000. And I look over, and it was flashing jackpot. And she had on the draw 4 aces with the kicker pop up, so it automatically goes into a winning mode. So that was awesome. She's like, what do I do? And I'm like, nothing, just sit there. They're going to come around and give me some money. So that was awesome. And then about 3 minutes later, I hit like 4 4s with the kicker for 500 on my machine. So, we were doing really well. She was smart and quit playing. And I kept gambling, and I was riding the waves, so I kept going. I hit like another 4 aces. And I started going to the high limit room, and I played $10 a spin, which is way more than I normally spin. I was doing $10 a spin for like an hour and a half on this machine, and it was just riding the wave. So I left up. So together, I think we were up about 3,600. So we had a good time. And I think Rue, he did pretty good too, because he was playing blackjack for like 6 hours. And in Oklahoma, you got to pay that ante. So I'm like, he was hanging in there. I'm like, that's like probably hundreds of dollars in antes alone. So he was hanging in there. So we had a great trip. It was fun. Love the show as always. And I was going to say, we did book a Vegas trip. We will be staying downtown at the Golden Gate March 22nd through the 26th, celebrating my birthday. So if anybody can make it, we'll see you in Vegas. All right. Talk to y'all later.
Wendell seems like he's on a pretty good streak these days.
He is on a good streak. Yeah. I bet that was a nice drive home.
Oh, nice. Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing better. You win that much and you're driving home.
Oh,
it's just
I know.
like that trip home seems so nice. and it's the exact opposite when you lose. The trip home's like
We've been talking about it. Last year, there were so many bad trips home for us.
Yeah.
It was rough. And at least, like you said, it's been kind of up and down. Yeah. So at least we've had some good trips home this
we have
recently.
nice trips home.
Yeah, that's good for Wendell.
I think I'm just going to miss them. I'm going to be in Vegas in the beginning of April. Probably.
Oh, that's right. You're going. There's like some giveaway, some Home Depot giveaway or something. Yeah, that's right.
I think it's the first weekend in April, so it'll probably
like
just miss them.
Yeah, probably just miss them. Well, anyway, good luck in Vegas. All right, we got a little international report here.
Hey guys, Jim from Columbia, Missouri. I just found your podcast and it is excellent. Keep up the great work. I have a Christmas trip report from Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. We stayed at the excellent Barcelo Bavara Adults Only because my wife and I hate kids. Their sister property, the Palace, has a casino that features blackjack, roulette, slots, and a Caribbean stud table. And thereupon hangs a tale. I was up and down on that Caribbean table, always putting $1 on the progressive side bet. Now, it's progressive in quotes. It wasn't a true progressive because there was no mini TV screen constantly adding dollars and cents to the jackpot like most other tables, whether they're linked or not, at most other casinos. And a Royal only got you $1,000. Well, you can already see where this is going. I looked down, and I saw an ace, queen, jack, and 10 of clubs, and I didn't even want to look at the last card. I let the dealer reveal it, and sure enough, it was the king of clubs. I collected my $1,000 and bounced. Now, every other Caribbean stud progressive that I saw in Punta Cana and in the States featured a Royal payout of at least $30,000. That was part of the progressive that I was talking about earlier. So beware of that bet, and make sure that if you're going to be paying $1 per hand for that side bet, make sure it's an actual progressive and not just something that they call a progressive. And enjoy the beach while you're down there. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jim. It's probably the same story. I'll bet there was like a big tissue box in front of the payout for the Royal.
Yeah, right.
Right? You know, hey, what does it pay? What is it? What's the progressive? And here, let me move this tissue box. Oh, it's 1,000.
Right. Yeah, big tissue box. Hey, he played Caribbean stud in the Caribbean.
I know. Isn't that great?
That's great. I mean, we played a lot of Caribbean stud, but, mostly in El Cajon.
Yeah. All right. You know what I'm going to call it?
What?
Caribbean. Okay. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Caribbean.
All right. One last call.
Hey guys, this is Ryan from Las Vegas. I was out in California for a trip. Right now I'm actually driving back to Vegas from it. Went to San Manuel where I know you guys didn't get to go. It's a nice big casino. I love playing there, but didn't go too well. Lost about $500. Went down to visit a buddy in Canyon Lake, which is kind of on the way to San Diego, and played at Pachanga and got on the craps table, and I won my $500 back. So I just pocketed it, decided to save it for the Super Bowl. Now that I'm headed back, I sent you guys a picture on Twitter of my bet that I made last week. You guys have commented before that I'm a sports bettor in Vegas, which I am. I bet a lot of sports. I bet parlays 5-6 days a week on daily parlay cards. I put $90 that Kyle Rudolph would score the first touchdown of the game against the Vikings and Eagles. Granted, the Vikings ended up getting killed. I believe that's the only touchdown they scored, but it was the first touchdown of the game, and it was Kyle Rudolph. So that had plus 1,000 odds, which is 9-1 odds. So I bet 90, got $900, cashed out at $990 because I got my original 90 back as well. Now, if I'm letting you know about some sports betting things, if you guys want to make money on sports betting, any type of money on the Super Bowl, your safest bet is to put all your money on the Patriots. I know it's fun to bet all the prop bets and everything. I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm not a Patriots fan, but you have to know that this team is very hard to bet against. Very, very hard to bet against. You have an 85% chance of winning this bet if you bet on the Patriots. Now, they're at minus 185, so in terms, if you bet $100, you're going to win about 54, which isn't a ton. But if you bet more money, you're going to win a lot more money. I know it's hard for some people to bet, but you bet more, you're going to win more with the Patriots. It's very, very, very smart money. I've talked to a lot of the cashiers at sportsbooks, and I've talked to their bosses, and a lot of people are betting on the Eagles. But if you really want to make some sort of money, put it on the Patriots. I'm telling you, you won't be sorry, and we'll see what happens. I'm hoping the Eagles win, but go Patriots for the money-wise.
All right, so Ryan and I are on the same page. We'll see this Sunday.
It's funny. He brings up an interesting point. People in their minds when they go to bet, average, not professional sports bettors or people who regularly sports bet, but just general people, in their mind, they've determined an amount they want to win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's nice to bet on the underdog because you can bet less money and win more.
Sure.
So you get that amount. So they're thinking, I'd be great to win $500. Well, I only have to bet 200 or whatever to get 500 on the Eagles. And in their mind, they might even think, well, the Patriots are probably going to win this game, but gosh, I don't want to have to bet $5,000 to win 500 or something, right? Something ridiculous like that.
It's not that bad, but I understand your point. Yeah.
But you see where it's coming from, and it's an interesting psychological fact they can't get over the fact that, well, I'm just going to have to bet more money.
Yeah.
Or instead of determining like how much you'd like to win, just determine how much you'd like to bet.
Yeah. It's very true, especially when it comes to casual sports bettors or bettors who only bet on the Super Bowl. Oh, yeah, I don't,
Right.
Yes, I agree.
But an experienced bettor guy says, look, New England's going to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
And they're probably going to win pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they're going to put an amount of money that they're okay with losing in case something bad did happen, knowing that they're still going to probably win a certain amount, a little bit.
Well, it's like when Mayweather fought McGregor. Right? All that money was going on McGregor because people were kind of, not just that they might have been rooting for him, but they're thinking, oh, we can bet a little to win a lot.
Right.
And so the money line came way down on Mayweather, making it a fantastic bet for smart bettors.
For smart bettors, right. Yeah. It's just an interesting thing, and it happens when there's something like this.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. I think New England wins this game easy.
Yeah, we may have red faces, about 2 weeks when we do our next show if Philly really, comes back. But
they may come through, and that happens.
Sure, of
that
course,
happens.
yeah.
Even the smartest bettors know that they can put a lot of money on New England. They could be highly favored, and something could happen.
Yep.
I mean, Brady could break his arm in the first play. Seriously.
No, you're right. Something could happen like that.
But if it goes like it should, New England probably wins this game.
Yeah. All right. Well, enjoy the game, everybody. We're going to be at home at our individual homes.
Yes.
Probably texting back and forth during the game.
Probably texting back and
all
forth.
Sorts of stuff.
We're going to get some steaks at Costco.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay.
barbecue during the game, and enjoy that.
I think we're just going to get potato chips and hot links and just really
Diet Pepsi and water.
That's right. Kit Kats.
Yeah, Kit Kats.
Snickers.
You kids are fine with that.
Well, a couple of things coming up. One is Gamblepalooza. We talked about last time. I was talking with Vito the other day about it, and we're really looking forward to this. Again, it's in April. It's in Connecticut, Foxwoods and Mohegan Sun. We're going to get there on April 19th. We're going to be there through April 23rd. Also, something coming up in May, Memorial Day, 360 Vegas Vacation. Yeah, we're going to be there too. I was even trading messages with Mark over at 360. We're not going to be able to, they're having a meet and greet Monday night, Memorial Day. We're not going to be able to make it for that because we're going to have to leave Monday afternoon.
Right. We've got a lot of free play Monday at Harrahs Rincon. We need to get back for that. We got to get back for it.
Well, no, one of the reasons is we're actually going to be arriving probably Thursday night before 360 Vegas Vacation for something else that may have Zork in the title. So I think maybe we'll find out a little bit more information about that maybe on the next episode. So
or the one after
stay tuned. Or we'll see. So looking forward to that Memorial Day weekend. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. We want to thank some people for some PayPal donations. First of all, Brian and Sarah, thanks again for that donation. You know what? I'll tell you, they donate every month. And one of the things that you and I learned from them about craps, and we don't learn too many new things about craps.
Right.
But what they do is they put like $1 or $2, usually $2 on top of their odds in the back as a bet for the dealers.
Right.
So even though it might be more than the maximum that you can bet on odds, you can put it back there as a tip for the dealers. I love that. I love that. Yeah. Also, thanks to Michael James over at Vegas Bright. He said, heading out to view the Super Bowl at South Point again. Unfortunately, I am stuck for a witty clip about the Sockers. That's the San Diego Sockers, our indoor soccer team. Well drinks or Vinny extra sausage bottle-mente. So just keep putting on a great show. Thank you. All right. Thanks, Michael. Also from Charlie in Idaho, he says, thanks for the best Vegas podcast in the land. Wow.
Yes.
I don't know if that's true or not, but we appreciate it. We're trying. Yeah, we'll take it. And finally, from Adrian, he is VegasBound13 on Twitter. Karma donation for an upcoming 3-night trip to Vegas for the Super Bowl. Like you guys talked about, I'm hoping to make it through at least halftime before the urge to play craps overtakes my desire to watch the game. Yeah, that would be us. That's why we got to stay home.
It's funny, too, because if it's a blowout, like we're thinking, right? If New England's up by 14 or more points at halftime, there's no way I'd be sitting there watching that game. I mean,
if you were in Vegas? There'd be no way. No.
Yeah, maybe even at home. I'm probably asleep if I'm at
right.
home.
Or you're driving out to the casino. That's the text I'm going to get from you at halftime.
Right.
Well, you want to head out?
You want to head out?
Well,
there?
my family's here.
They won't miss me.
Hey, be sure to check out our TV listings showing all the gambling-related shows coming up within the next 2 weeks. We update those listings every Wednesday using a customized program that searches through all the raw American TV data. Just go to youcanbetonthat.com/TV-listings. We'd love to hear from you. Call our voicemail hotline at 951-292-4377. That's 951-2-WAGERS. Or you can email us at youcanbetonthat@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at YouCanBetOnThat and on Facebook at facebook.com/YouCanBetOnThat. Finally, please go to your favorite podcast app and write a review on us. We love getting your feedback. This is the part of the show where you talk, Dr. Mike.
Well, a lot of good things going on this year. I mean, we've got so many things. It turns out we have something going on in March, April, May.
And I have, so you've got something in March. We both have something in May and April and May. And then I've got something going on in June. Right now, we're planning to go to Lake Tahoe. So,
and I'm probably going an extra trip in April.
That's right.
First week of April, and then going in June somewhere. Yep. So it's crazy.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff.
It's all sorts of stuff going on. Yep. And I just want to say this. Anyone, if you're in Southern California, you got to get out to Harrahs.
Yeah, come meet us out there. We usually go on Saturday nights now. It's changed because of the way the coupons work now. Right. It's pretty consistent now that we're going Saturday. And
it makes Sunday a little rough.
It makes it a little rough for us, but we're usually there by 7 o'clock on Saturday, and we stay late.
And we stay late. Yeah, and I hope Andrew hears this and will come out and see us.
Before he moves, who lives here in town. He's going to move away. That's right.
He needs to come and play some craps with us. And anyone who comes, drinks on me.
Yeah, and I even take advantage of that.
Yeah,
Mike buying my drink. Very lately, it's Mike, you paying for this? You paying for this? Okay, yeah.
Well, if you're betting, a fair amount of money, what's a few extra dollars for a few drinks?
Exactly, Dr. Mike. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, just a few drinks for your friends.
All right, thanks for listening.
Good night.
Mark, that was wonderful. I had no idea you were so talented. The audience is going to love you.